Some wounds are not visible, some cries make no sound, and some people carry worlds on their shoulders without ever being asked how heavy they are. This is the story of Riya, a girl who spent years feeling small, unheard, and unseen, until one moment changed everything. Riya grew up in a house where shouting was normal and silence was survival. Her father wasn't physically violent, but his words had edges sharp enough to cut. Every day he spoke to her like she was a burden.
Why can't you be like other kids? You're too emotional. You make everything difficult. You're the reason I'm stressed.
Riya learned to tiptoe around him, to lower her voice, to shrink herself so she wouldn't take up space. But shrinking never helped. Nothing she did was enough. She was living, but barely breathing. At school, Riya smiled. She laughed at jokes, helped everyone, and pretended to be fine. But inside, her mind was a storm. At night, she cried silently into her pillow so no one could hear. She avoided mirrors because she didn't want to look at the girl she believed was wrong. Every time she failed, even a little, she felt like her father's voice was living in her head.
You can't do anything right.
Over time, she began to believe it, until one day, someone noticed her. Mrs. Devika, her school counselor, was the first adult who looked through Riya's smile. One afternoon during a class break, she gently said,
Riya, you look tired. Not the body, the heart.
Riya froze. No one had ever spoken to her like that. Devika continued,
You don't have to tell me anything today. Just remember, you're not alone.
For the first time, Riya felt the smallest spark inside her. Someone saw her. Weeks went by before Riya finally walked into Devika's office. She sat quietly, hands shaking. And then she spoke. Slowly, softly, but once she started, the words poured out like years of trapped rain. She told Devika everything: the criticism, the guilt, the fear, the pressure, the constant feeling of never being good enough. Devika listened. She never interrupted, never judged, never gave the tired advice.
What happened to you is not your fault. You deserved kindness. You deserved safety. You still do.
Riya cried for the first time in front of someone, and it felt like a burden lifted. Healing didn't happen in one moment, but it began with small things. Riya learned to breathe through anxiety. She wrote her feelings in a journal. She practiced saying, "I am enough." She created a support circle of 2 close friends. She learned boundaries, small, shaky ones, but real. Whenever her father insulted her, she didn't collapse inside the way she used to. She whispered to herself,
I am not his words.
Slowly, the storm inside her softened.